CHTV and carry the G. It's Monday. I'm Aaron Nagler coming to you live from my living room in New York City. And I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Corey Banky live from Green Bay, Wisconsin, across the street from Lambeau Field. What is up, Banky? How you doing tonight, buddy?
What is up? Green Bay Packers with a great win. Aaron Nagler with his light going out right as we start the show. You knew that was going to happen. All right, but everybody... Everybody comes here for one reason and one reason only, Nagler.
Not for me.
You know what that reason is? Oh, wait. They come for you, not for you?
Not for me, buddy. They
Who's
come.
That? Who do they come here for?
Ladies and gentlemen, a man who needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. Ready to put yesterday's performance behind him and shock the world when the Packers hand the Arizona Cardinals their first L of the season. It's Mr. A.J. Dillon. A.J., how are you tonight, buddy?
Yeah.
What's going on? Happy to be here.
AJ joining us live right here on Cheesehead TV. AJ, it's no secret, yesterday's game, not up to the regular standard when it comes to the quad father. But how great is it as a player in the game of football to have another game so quickly on the schedule on Thursday night for you to erase that from everybody's mind and start dominating once again?
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity to go ahead and, get right back to it and, go out there and, put a much better performance out on display.
How is that in the locker room afterwards, whatever, with your coaches? I know we'll get into a little bit about what your day might have been like today, but is there anything said, or is it just turn the page, next one up?
A little bit of this and that. Some people just kind of tell me to, obviously move on. That's the game, and others just kind of reminding me that they believe in me, they know what I'm capable of, things like that. And obviously that's not a performance up to my standards, but it is part of the game, and part of the game is being able to move on from performances you wish you could have back. And
absolutely, talking about believing,
we got a game on Thursday to
there you go. That's it, to start dominating once again. Everyone here believes in you. There's no doubt about that. What is it like today? You weren't in the facility, I can't imagine, due to everything going on with the COVID protocols and what have you. So what was your day like? Are you on Zoom all day? Are you in meeting? Well, what do you do to prepare for a game when you can't go to the facility?
Yeah, just watching the film, watching the cut-ups and things that the coaches have prepared for us, mentally making sure we are ready for the game. Obviously, we got a very good team ahead of us on Thursday. They're pretty hot right now, as are we, but we're just preparing in any way we can and just getting right.
I got one question about Sunday's game. How annoying is it as a player? Because if you heard Corey and I during the game, I probably got us some FCC fines as far as the stoppages of play consistently for replay review and then the officials talking. I can't imagine, you're in a bit of a flow offensively or just as a team, and then there's a stop, and then there's a TV timeout, and then there's another review, and then there's another stop. I can't imagine how frustrating that is. How do you keep your mind right? How do you keep focused? And do you discuss that as a team, or is it just you got to wait around?
Yeah, I don't think we didn't discuss it as a team, obviously, but I do think it's just kind of one of those things that is part of the NFL game. TV timeouts, replays, things like that might not be something you are accustomed to in high school, or not as much in college, but part of the NFL. They really want to make sure they get those calls as accurate as they can, and the TV timeouts are obviously have to happen, things like that. So it can become a little you might get out of that flow, but once again, just part of the game. You gotta be ready for anything.
What's the plan this week as far as your practice schedule? Have the coaches told you what tomorrow's going to be like? Are you going to be on the practice field? Are you going to be in the facility at all? Is it completely remote? What are you guys doing this week before you head over to Arizona?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure on the fine details of that right yet, but I have just kind of been burying myself in film. So I really haven't gone and looked at the schedule. So we probably do have something in plan by this point, but definitely not entirely sure of what the plan is.
Well, that's probably good. They want you guys focused on exactly what you're focusing on. So better that than anything else, no doubt about it. Let's bring in
That's
our
a little
panel.
like Nagler. He never knows what he's going to do tomorrow anyway. So it's kind of like it's kind of similar, right, Nagler?
That's kind of how we roll at CHTV. Corey just kind of shows up and says, "Hey, this is what we're doing," and I go, "Okay, there, boss. Sounds good to me." So AJ, I feel you, buddy. I'm definitely there with you. Let's bring in our esteemed panel. 3 fantastic Packers content creators, starting with Maggie Loney. You know her from CHTV and Packs What She Said. She's amazing. We got Joey the Jaguar joining us from Underage Packers in the house. Love that hat. Gotta love it. Tyler Brooke is here, co-host of the I Love Gold podcast over at Acme Packing Company. You can find his content there. Thank you all for joining us. We'll start with Maggie. Maggie, what do you got for AJ this week?
Hey AJ, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Been dying to ask you this actually, so I'm glad that Nagler finally let me back on the show. Not to get you in trouble with any of your teammates here, but is there like a certain personnel package that just gets you really hyped? Like, coach says, all right, we're going to run some 21 and you get to line up with Aaron Jones, or he calls like 13 and you're like, okay, get to go hang out with Big Dog and Tunyon and DeGuara, or is it more just, whenever you're on the field, you can make whatever happen?
That's a really good question. I honestly haven't thought about that until right now. But I would say it's probably just whenever I can get out there on the field. But, it is nice I will definitely say it is nice, when we have the, package with me and Aaron out there at the same time, just, familiar face, like, especially like crucial situations. It's like, oh, there's my guy. I see him every day. But also like when we're running the ball and like, I know a play is coming up where we're going to do like a power run play and I got Big Dog out there. I'm like, oh, let's go. But no, I mean, anytime I can get out there, be out there in the offense is, great to me.
I love that. That's awesome.
Joey's got a couple of questions teed up for AJ this week. Joey, have at it, buddy.
Let's get it.
Well, I'll go like the beat reporters. I got a 2-parter for you. So first off, you grew up in Boston, draft night. You're thinking maybe first time in my life I can go to a warmer place, Tampa, Los Angeles. So what are you thinking when you get drafted to the frozen tundra?
I really didn't know much about it. I didn't even know the frozen tundra was a thing. I didn't know anything besides like Lambeau Leap, seeing people with cheese on their heads, and like obviously Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. I just went to YouTube, put on like a documentary of all things ever Green Bay, and was watching like just if you walk through the Hall of Fame, I was pretty much watching that entire documentary of each floor of the Packers Hall of Fame. But it was an awesome experience to get out here. I got out here really quick after draft night, and I've been loving it ever since.
Yeah, it's awesome how you've embraced Wisconsin as a state. We just love you here in Green Bay to have you here. So then next up, I'm sure you've gotten this question 1,000 times before, but last year you were with 2 great running backs, Jamal the Goat Williams and Aaron Jones. So what do you think? Is there like a certain story or a lesson one of those 2 guys taught you?
I think, once again, great question, because I haven't thought of it before right now. But thinking about it as you ask that question, one thing I say, Jamal taught me a lot last year and even this year was a lot about just, kind of being myself. Obviously everybody sees when he was here and even now with the Lions, you see Jamal, dancing, doing his thing, talking about anime, what have you. But, he really owns, his own personality, his own style, his own swag. And that's something a lot of people, whether they're athletes or not, just whatever, don't really, always want to show like all their stuff. So, something I remember last year, I'm one of those people who's like constantly wants to like make sure I'm like good with everybody. I'm always worrying about like how either my play or my route or whatever like making sure everybody else is okay, you know? And, one of the things I remember him pulling me aside, I was like, getting in my head, I'm like, man, like, did I make somebody upset or whatever? And he was like, hey, just be yourself, you know? And so that's something I try to, consistently remind myself when I'm out there, just let all that other like pressure slip away and just do me. And then, sorry, it's a long-winded question, but thinking about it as I'm saying.
Awesome.
And then with Jonesy, something that he reminds me of, being, a leader in that room and now being in there year or two and really kind of starting to, I guess, switch off time and stuff like that. He just always reminds me that, like, for instance, yesterday, just kept reminding me, that like what I'm capable of. And I feel like that, that reminder is like, obviously you want to have those back, not your best performance, but, that's happened. Like I've fumbled the ball. I've, made bad plays, people throw picks, people drop interceptions, like it's part of it. And it's just how you respond. And so, I just think, those two have been great leaders to me so far in my years. Well, my second year now in the league.
Sure. Yeah, those guys are great. I appreciate those answers. I feel like more potential could have been unhatched with that trio you guys had last year.
Yeah,
no doubt, right?
Solid backfield.
Yeah, that's true.
No question.
Joey, I was really hoping for thanks for doing this.
I know, right? We need all of it. We need all the beat writer cliches. We need all of it. AJ, before we get to Tyler here, I do want to interject for a moment. Look, there is no such thing, sir, as a long-winded answer on your part. This is your show.
It's your show.
If you want to talk, you want to go on a tangent for like 45 minutes about the state of some card you just bought, you go ahead, man. Like it is your
I'm here
show.
for it.
This is what the internet is infinite.
Well, I was actually
all the
thinking
time
about
in the world.
telling you guys this new recipe I found. And it's actually a 36-step recipe. I could go through the couple hours of prep time it takes and, how you got to have the crock pot settings. But, I'll save that for next show. We can have cooking with
you really
all
are
right.
getting into Wisconsin.
Let's do it.
Crock pot on fleek. I like it. Let's get to Tyler. Tyler's got a couple questions for AJ. Hit it, Tyler.
What's up, AJ? Hope you're doing well, man. I'm going to be completely honest. I really wanted to start and ask you how your Skyrim game is going. Unfortunately, I was told that this is a Packers show, so we're going to keep it to football. Obviously, when I watch film,
Skyrim, you can do Skyrim. It's all good. You do whatever you want.
I mean, he does collect cheese, for God's sake.
Collect cheese.
Yeah, I was actually kind of impressed with that collection. I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty legit.
It's ever growing.
Well, but man, I might, we can talk about Skyrim another day,
Yeah.
But as far as when I'm watching film, every time I turn on a game, I'm looking at, Allen Lazard and all these wide receivers, putting in the dirty work, blocking their tails off. I was just wondering what that means to you as watching your teammates help you out. And then how does that open up the game for you?
Yeah, that's, one of the cool things we have is, just like you just mentioned, like you got receivers out there laying it all out on the line. And I feel like every position does that. That's just kind of the culture that we have here, especially on the offense. Everybody is kind of selling out for one another. And that's what I think makes us so, good, especially in these closer games that we've had where it's kind of coming down to the wire. Everybody can, lean on one another. For instance, like even last game, like times where I turned over the ball, the defense came back and made a great stop. So it's all about, feeding each other, having everybody's back. And I think on the offensive side of the ball, when you got, receivers coming down, blocking linebackers, that just gives a linebacker something else to worry about. It's not just, I'm going to get, blocked or double teamed by these big linemen in front of me. I also got to watch out for the receiver. So now they got this to worry about, and they're looking at this, and then it opens up the pass game and so forth. And I think it's really great to play complementary football that way.
This other one's a really hard-hitting journalism question for you. Obviously, you got Quadzilla and the Quad Father. I was known in high school for having D1 calves, so I gotta ask you if you have. Do you feel like any other body part, calves, anything else? Usually, they're not getting enough national attention.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think the whole lower body's, pretty strong. I always joke, with my offensive linemen because I have size 15 feet. So I always like joke around with them. I'm like, my lower body, like I was supposed to be an offensive lineman. I just didn't get the height. I was supposed to be like 6'6", 300, like just down there, blocking, leading the way. But I'll leave the D1 calves for you. Like you can have that title. I'll stick with the quads, but we'll think about it.
I love it. Yeah, we need campaigns for all the entirety of AJ's body parts. I like it. We're going to get a campaign going without question. All right. He's been waiting patiently. He's back.
Yep.
Post nuptials. Let's get Tyler Herrick in here for AJ's social.
Let's go. Let's go.
My guy.
AJ Dillon. What is up? I know you missed me, man. I I heard Nagler try to do an impression of me last week or something stupid. It wasn't the same, was it?
No, it wasn't the same. I knew something was off this week, and I just didn't see your face. That's what it was.
That's all right. We're back. We are back, my guy. Another W, another week of Carry the G. It goes hand in hand. Like I tweeted out, it is science, my guy. Yeah. Every time you're on here, that's what happens. I love it. Dude, there wasn't too much going on this week. I was busy. I was getting married. So I went through your Twitter timeline. I found out. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I found out that you have a hot food take. I don't know if you know this, AJ, but Packers Twitter tends to beef with each other a lot about food. Okay, so let's take a look at your food take here. Okay, this is something that I found. I think it was tweeted a little bit ago, like 10 or something days ago. You said that wild tomato up in Door County is better than deep dish pizza in Chicago. Tell us about this food take, man. Bold. I mean, there are a lot of pizzas out there, right? That is, like Corey just said, it is very, very bold. So tell us about this food take. What are you thinking about your pizza? I mean, there's pizza all over.
Well, first of all, if we're going to talk about pizza, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Connecticut, which has the best pizza there is. We have, Pepe's.
Shout out New Haven. If you ever been out, the pizza in New Haven is the best I've ever had.
What we're known for. I mean, just coming over the East Coast. I mean, you got the North.
I was going to say Boston, Manhattan. Yeah.
You got New York. You can go get some of the best slices of pizza at 2 a.m. in New York. You know what I mean? So I'm spoiled in that way, which also I may come I wouldn't say hatred, but dislike for deep dish pizza. It feels like I'm eating a pie.
It is pie.
It's like a pie. Like there's
made a pie with cheese.
There's crust on the outside and there's crust on the bottom. It's like eating a big thing of toast with a little bit of marinara, and like if you get lucky, you get a piece of pepperoni with your soup.
That's a 5-year Chicago resident. Let me just say,
so,
deep dish is
I'm all set with that. But wild tomato is always great, and when I go up to Door County, that's a favorite of mine. And so I was thinking about it. We had some deep dish pizza on the way back from Chicago that week, and I was like, I'll pass. So that's where that came from.
So you're all right. So what I'm hearing is that you're qualified to speak on the pizza argument. Okay, so that's good. Number one. Number two, I mean, did you have any good pizza in Boston? I've been to Boston a few times. I don't know. Out there in BC, I mean, I've heard of a place called Pino's out by BC. What's going on with Boston pizza, man?
Boston pizza is great. I could sit here all day and like try to list off restaurants, but you're really not going to go wrong. I'm getting really upset that I'm blanking on this one restaurant, and my buddy is going to hate me for it. But we went to this one place, and can't think what it's called right now.
All right, well, tweet it out.
But anyway, they have calamari pizza there, and it's
calamari pizza.
Oh, yes.
That sounds good.
Fantastic.
That sounds delicious. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere in the North End, you won't go wrong in Boston.
Okay, so if you had to rank your top three, what are you thinking? New Haven up there. What do you got? New York after that, Boston, and maybe some wild tomato Door County. And
I go.
What's going on?
Pepe is number one. Everything else can be second, and then Chicago deep dish pizza can be like eighth or something.
Very last. Got it.
I will say I do love how, some people talk and they use their hands. Tyler, I'm loving how, newly married, you got the ring now, you're really using this.
Showing it off, baby. Gotta show it off. Gotta show it off.
Let you know, like, if you had
baby. Listen,
he called him out.
Listen, AJ.
I know you're glad to see me back here, not over there.
It's ring season, my guy.
Ring season.
It's ring season.
It is.
Guess who's next? Guess who's next?
That's right.
It's you.
Yes,
ring
sir.
season. Go Pack, go. Let's go, baby. I love it. I love it. Ring season. Yeah, just got to show it off. You know what I mean? $50 Amazon ring because I'm going to lose it. So that was the fiance's idea. The wife's idea. So we love that. Hey, let's move on to something a little bit. I saw this on your TikTok. This is probably going to be a quick one. I just got to know, what's up with this card game you're playing with your fiance? It's called Served, His and Hers card game. Tell us about this card. What it looks like it's kind of funny. I mean, it was a funny TikTok. What's up with this? It's
actually hilarious, and I have plenty of extra decks. I'm definitely going to send you one, so you're going to have to.
Okay.
But
we'll try it out.
And I actually found it on TikTok a couple months back. Never really played it, but to make a long story short, what it is you open it up and you have a his and hers card, like cards, perspective cards. And so like some of the guys ones are like boys night out, like, I can go out with the boys, whatever, I'll be back later. There's one that's a starfish card, which I used. And it's pretty much like here, like you can play this, you do everything and I'm just going to lay here. There's one like hungover card, like just give me something like really greasy and whatever. And so, but it's like a real life game. And so what you do is like you figure out the time limit. So we said a year. So you use these cards throughout the time. And like there's some that it can just be like date night, whatever, or things like you really don't want to do. But etc. It's really fun. And then obviously you have some vetoes in there, but it's a fun little entertaining game, and when you remember the deck, it's nice to play one of those cards.
That sounds fun. We'll get one for Corey and Aaron here. They can try it out.
Oh dear,
Eric.
We love it.
I liked
Tyler,
it. I liked it when
you
were gone. Just ask the fucking questions, man.
He's really letting it get to his head. Oh my goodness.
I know, right? Fucking star, stage and screen over here. Next question.
Yes. Next question. Hey, let's get a little sentimental here. Back in week 1, AJ, we talked about Combat Specialist Saya, right? Thank you so much for her service, Louisiana National Guard. Hey, you took a flag in that she sent to you, I believe. You had it signed and all that kind of stuff. Looks like she got the card. Take a look at this. She was in tears, shed a tear, brought a tear to my eye as well. Man, that was amazing. You reposted the video of her with that flag. She also got some gifts from Leroy Butler. Sounds like she's going to be at a game. Man, how cool was it to finally see that she was able to receive that flag?
That was awesome. Anytime, I try to do within the best of my ability. I try to, get back to fans, whether it's like fan mail or, inspiring stories like that I see on TikTok or social media. And so, to be able to not only thank her for her service, but, get some of the guys to, take a little bit of time out their day to sign it and send it back and see what it meant to her, made all the world, made it meaningful to me. And, I think that, whenever I can have those opportunities to interact with fans that way, I try to make the most of it.
Man, that is awesome, dude. And it's great to finally have a closure to that heartwarming story. And we appreciate all that you do. We talked about that when I was gone, they talked about, the impact that your mother had on your life and in your game and things like that. That is just awesome, dude. And you are a great person. It's constantly, we see it in the comments below, every single YouTube video. They love how you mix your little comedy with how wholesome you are and how great of a nice guy you are. We know you're not so nice on the football field to the defenders, so we can't wait to see you tear it up this week in Arizona. Of course, I live in Arizona, so I can't wait to let all the Arizona fans know who the real best team is in the league right now. We appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see it. Thanks, dude.
There you
lose
go.
Nagler or what?
AJ's social life. I'm right here. I'm just waiting for them to have their moment, Banky.
I thought maybe you were crying.
They were bonding.
They were bonding.
I was letting them have their little moment over there. Is all I'm doing.
I know it was. It was
heartwarming. Searching which card you would use.
Yeah, exactly.
The what?
Which I was the veto card is what I was looking for.
Oh, the veto card. Yeah, he was like, he would want all the veto cards.
All the veto cards for the sentimentality going on over here. This is football, baby. We got to go whoop some Cardinal ass. Do we have anything else from the esteemed panel before we head out this evening? I want to make sure that if anybody else has anything for AJ, they get a chance to ask it. Tyler, what's up?
It's something I've always wanted to know. Obviously, probably one of your highlight plays of your career, AJ, was just absolutely destroying that Titans defensive lineman last year. Mm-hmm. Whenever you watch that, do you ever think of that Marshawn Lynch quote, run through MF or face?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Marshawn is definitely one of those guys. I've watched a million highlights, and I love his I forget what the show was called. Was it just called Marshawn Lynch? Do you remember his show that he had? Where he just like literally does whatever he wants and
whatever he wants.
Like none of the episodes go together. It can just whatever he decided to do.
It was Bleacher Report, I think, right?
I was gonna say, yeah. It was a series, I think. Yeah.
That was
fun though.
Yeah. I love like I'm gonna run through this thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. Absolutely.
After a while, they're not going to be able to take that. That's what I love.
Exactly.
I love it. Just a quick reminder for everybody out there, all our viewers and listeners, don't forget to head to ajdillon28.com.
Yes.
Everything Quadfather, including tons of great merch, including a free signed Quadfather 8x10 with any order over $100. Be sure to check that out. AJ, cannot thank you enough, man. I know it's a quick turnover this week. Get there, whoop some Cardinal ass. We'll be cheering you on here at Cheesehead TV. For Corey, myself, both Tylers, Maggie, and of course Joey the Jaguar carrying the G. Always, thank you to everyone watching and listening. Go Pack Go, carry the G, and we'll see you next week.